All right, hello. Let me just wait another 30 seconds here and then we'll kick things off.
Good morning, everybody. It is our last call of 2023. So for all of those on the call, congratulations. We survived the year. Well done. Sometimes it's questionable.
All right, I think we're good to go. Yeah, just welcome everyone. It's good to have you here. And yeah, we're looking forward to, as Kylie just said, finishing out the year on a high and fun note. And I believe today we're also going to take any and all of your live questions. So feel free to put your questions into the chat or a little later today when we get into that Q&A section, you can come off mute and just let us know what you're thinking or what you're wondering, and we will address them. So thank you so much. And now over to Kylie.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us again. As always, we appreciate you guys showing up every month and to see the type of thing that we're doing. Since it's December, we're going to try to keep it short and sweet, but we do have some good stuff to show for you today. Since it is the second Tuesday in December, we have a release that is going out today. It's just in the process of being compiled, so it'll be up on the sandboxes very shortly. So in honor of that release, we're going to make Avi do one of his lovely demonstrations so that he can put all of the beautiful things here, record it, and show it to everybody who can make it. We respect that it'll be a little bit of a smaller call today because everybody's got a lot going on the Y space with all of the things going on at Christmas. So we'll try to keep it short and sweet. So we're going to go through that demo. We're going to just tell you what's coming in March and some reminders of where the product roadmap and stuff is going. And then a quick question and answer period. We should have you out in about half an hour, but thank you guys so much. So with that note, Avi's going to go through the release. I'm just going to give him a quick breakdown before I give him the screen share to go through it. So today he's going to be covering a promotion content type, which is a brand new thing we've never had in the distro before to support with in-house marketing and your internal advertising needs. We have finished the program and subprogram content type for those of you who've used it in the past. It's coming back and we're using it. There's some new styling updates to the H1, H6 tags to align with brand standards. We are making cross-domain tracking much easier for you guys for the membership calculator and for other areas of the site. The social share buttons, which I understand have not worked for a while, now are going to work. So we're very excited for you to have this. And then last but certainly not least, to our Canadian friends, your colorway is complete and is ready to go up. So we're going to get those ones all over to you. And then once he's done with his demo, we will talk about what's coming in March. So Avi, over to you.
Thanks, Kylie. Let me get sharing here. We'll be good to go. Okay. Got my screen, and I've got my screen. There we go. Okie doke. So we've got a lot to demo. I'm going to try and take you through things as expediently as I can. First thing is the promo content type. So there's a lot going on here. I'm going to try and take you through a few examples and then show you how it works in the back end. So the promotion content type is a way for content editors and teams to highlight small pieces of functionality. So these are like insight ads. If you've ever used, Google or anything else to place ads on the page, this is going to be similar, but it's going to all be internal to the site. Doesn't have any external tracking, and it's going to allow you to use Drupal and all of your existing content structures to place ads in different places of the site. With the first version that we've completed for this release, we have promotions in 3 different components. So the first is modals and cards, and then also activity finder. So I'm going to show you what those look like right now. I'm here on our new homepage. I'm going to click over to membership. And so you can see if you were really fast, you saw there was a modal there that was one that might be there all the time, but we have this special today only pop-up that took over that modal, and so that's the way the promo content type works. For scheduled periods of time, it can take over other content on the site. I'm going to go back to the home page and I will show you on the downtown location page. So this page doesn't have a pop-up, but if I scroll down, I can see one of the featured programs here in the card list is taken over by that same today only special. So again, this is an example of the promo in the card component. And if I refresh real fast, you could see there was a health and fitness card there that's now being taken over by that promo. The last place it can show is an activity finder. So I'm going to go to our schedules page and I've got to click through activity finder here, all the days, and here you go. So you saw this this promo just kind of popped in there. And again, so this is kind of taking over in the section, and it's going to show that promo when it's scheduled. So let's go behind the scenes and see how that works. I'm going to go into our content lists. And I can filter by promotion. And so here's that today only special. I'm going to click on edit here. The promo is relatively simple, and it has all of the fields that many other components have. So there's a title and subtitle, description, image, a link, and then a couple options that help you figure out how to show it. There's the promo category and the priority. These fields with different fields in the components on the site allow you to filter components and say specific components should only exist for specific categories. And so whenever you set a category on a component and a category on a promotion, that will help you filter and decide what to show where. There's lots of documentation in that about that in the documentation under promotion content type. So we've got lots of information about how those filters work in there that you can dig into. Next thing I'm going to talk about, just checking on the chat, nothing in here yet. Great. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the program and subprogram content types. So if you'll remember in the demo content or on your sites, you may have these program and program subcategory content types. Those have been used in the past to organize a deep structure of programs and subprograms, and sometimes those filter into the activity finder display as well. But we wanted to make sure that those were compatible with Layout Builder and give site builders options to use those if they are using those content types. So this is what an old program page might look like. This is a health and fitness page that you would see on the sandboxes or if you installed the demo content. Again, this is the old page. So I'm going to edit the swimming program here instead of health and fitness. And you can see I've enabled the module that adds Layout Builder support. And so this use Layout Builder button, much like in the branch facility and camp pages, is here. And so this lets us switch the layout between the paragraphs based layout and the Layout Builder based layout. So for swimming, I've checked use Layout Builder, and I'm going to hit save and edit layout. And so now this program page is, we can use Layout Builder. I've gone ahead here and added a banner with some of the text from the old page. Also, this listing, what's called the category listing, that lists all of the child programs is available there too. So in these new program pages as well, you can use dynamic lists of the subprograms. And so if you add a subprogram, it'll automatically show up in this list. I'm going to save layout. And here you can see our program page is now at the same URL converted to the new layout builder display. You can use all of the new components in here. You can rearrange things with layout builder. And so that will help, again, in the process of converting sites over to layout builder, one more piece of the puzzle to help you get situated. I'll show you the program subcategory page 2. These function exactly the same. Here's the swim team page that I've already converted over. And you can see that it has the use layout builder checkbox there. So again, same process as building landing pages. You will have to add new content and migrate the content from the old style to the new. But this should, like I said, help you have one more option in your array of content types for migrating your site. Next up is the styles. So the heading styles on a page are all of these large cache font styles. Before this this change, these were all like a dark gray, black color, and now they will follow the colorways. So just to show you, if I switch to layout, you can see this page is using the green and blue color scheme. I'm going to switch to purple and save. And you can see all of our headings are purple. So it's a small change, but it helps kind of create a consistent colorway all the way down the page. Next, cross-domain tracking. So as Kylie said, this is one piece of a cross-domain tracking puzzle, if you will. There are lots of pieces that go into tracking users across sites and analyzing that data. In the documentation, I've added a description, an illustration of how this works. So you have a user that lands on your Wise site. And they may have a cookie that's GA or GL and has a unique identifier there. In order to track their usage, their activity across domains, Google Analytics or Tag Manager has some scripts in the front end that will take the cookie from one site, pass it to the other site, and then read that back in to the tracking so that you can have a cohesive picture, understanding of how the user is using your properties. Because some of the activities, some of the links in the applications in the distribution use kind of back-end redirects instead of front-end links, we had to add some functionality to help maintain this behavior. So when you're clicking on a regular link on the site, in an alert, in the menu, in the body text, when you have Google Analytics set up properly, that behavior, that cross-domain tracking just works. There's some JavaScript that manages all of that. But when the links are behind the scenes, we need a little bit more help to make that cross-domain tracking work. So I've enabled this module. It's all totally separate, so you can turn it on or off if you want. In the YMCA website services settings, there's the cross-domain tracking settings. All of this is off by default, but you can tell it exactly what cookies to track. So GL is the default for Google Analytics 4. Usually your domains here will be something like Daxco or Reclick or whatever provider you're using for membership or schedules or sending users out to. I'm using just the ds.ymca.org here because it has, that's where my links are going to, just as an example. So I'm going to show you all here this cookie that I have. So in my site, I have a test cookie under that GL cookie name. And I'm going to go through the membership calculator and join. And I'm going to choose an option. And choose an option there. And then I'm going to complete my registration. And so there you go. As you can see, that cookie got transferred over. And if Google Analytics and Tag Manager was running on the site, it could grab that cookie and take it in and use that to track my activity across domains. So it's pretty specific, but for the folks who need that, it's going to be really great. Yeah, thanks, J-Dub. It's been a hotly requested item. Okay, next up is add this and AddToAny. So as Kylie said, Add This was a third-party service that stopped functioning a few months ago, and so if you were using that functionality on your site, you might have had some buttons on the side that let users share pages out to different social media networks. That mostly just quietly disappeared when the service stopped functioning. So we found a lot of folks kind of didn't notice, but we've got your back, and we found a replacement service called AddToAny. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom of the page, and you can see here, I forgot to add some spacing, but we've got these new sharing boxes. And if you click on the plus, it gives you an option to share out to dozens and dozens of social media networks. So that is something that's really easy to place with Layout Builder. We can go into Layout, and all the way at the bottom, we have, this is our AddToAny share buttons. So we can add that block just like any other. There's share buttons and follow buttons that are really configurable and give you lots of options to decide exactly how you want to set them up on your page. Those as well are documented in the docs. Under social media, you can see we've got documentation on AddToAny. Also instructions on how to set them up to use the colorways. So it's really great. Those fonts and icons will follow the colorway of the page, which is pretty cool. Okay, last but not least, we've got Canada. So the Canadian colorways are a whole set of modules that add support for a set of colorways and designs that we've created for the Canadian YMCA associations. I went into Extend. I'm going to turn this module on. I'm doing this last because once you turn the module on, it does change the whole kind of design of the Layout Builder pages on the site. Yeah, and so Y Canada was really great working with us. They gave us a whole set of brand standards that we were able to work with to make these new colorways. So
Never good, Avi, when your face does that.
What? Live demo.
While he's doing that, we have a question. Since we're going to use cookies, do we need to have a cookie consent banner for GDR policy?
Yeah, that's a great question. The cross-domain tracking functionality that we built here is it's not cross-domain tracking as a whole. It is specific support for one application of cross-domain tracking. So all of the work to to set up cross-domain tracking, to follow any of the regulations, to do everything else that you need to add the JavaScript, that's all a separate conversation. And so cookies would fall under that. If you are using cookies and need to have a cookie consent banner, that's going to be something different. If that's something that we that we want to have as a feature in the distribution, I think we can be submitted through the roadmap. But
well, good news,
okay,
the logo changed, so that's a good sign.
The logo changed, yes, indeed. So there are a couple different modules in there. I will go back. There's one module for the Canadian colorway, and then another for the banner, because there are a few different banner styles as well. So I just forgot to turn both of them on. But now you can see the logo change. So this is the new Y Canada logo. And if I go into layout, I now have 4 new colorways to choose from. So the Canadian colorways are a little bit different than the American. They all feature the standard Canada red, and the supporting color for each of them is different. So there's a blue, purple, a green, and a black. So I'm going to choose purple here, and then I will save my layout. And ta-da! We are Canadian. I'm also
sorry, I'm laughing as Avi's the only non-Canadian saying that. We appreciate him.
And last but not least, as I said, there are different banner styles too. So I'm going to go in here, configure, and then in the styles tab under Y styles, you'll see we've got a bunch of new style options. So there's an overlay red variation, an overlay white variation, an overlay black variation, and then also a small banner that uses kind of the Canadian chevron instead of the American chevron Y. So I will choose one of these and just show you what it looks like, and then I will close up. There you go. That's the Canadian red banner treatment, and I'll save and see what that looks like. So that is my Whirlwind December release demo.
Just
happy
a few
to answer.
things.
Yeah, just a few things.
We did just a few things. If you have any questions, feel free to put it in the chat or ask us at any point. You guys have been really good at using Slack throughout, which I think is amazing to see. So a couple last things to let you guys know as we kind of wrap up the week or the month, the last 3 months. Upcoming releases. Just like that, we pushed December out today, and we started on March today. So it moves that quickly, but here we go. So this is what we've got for March. March, we are working on a weekly schedule management project. This is for people who don't have a CRM for their schedules or just need extra schedules to be able to put into their site. Sometimes this could be swimming schedules, or it could be other areas, childminding, and you can create it in there, and then you can also print it as a PDF versus creating as a PDF, uploading it into your site. The problem with PDFs on websites is they don't really work that well. And they're not good from an accessibility perspective. So we're doing that. We're adding a couple new filtering options for Activity Finder, so that you can have your users can sort by programming a little easier. There is a whole swack of updates coming to the event content type to allow for multiple locations and events that are offsite. So we're working through that. Traction Rec is going to get added for Activity Finder. We're really grateful to Pierce Kipsap County, who donated their first amount of their code. So that's coming in. The Y360 schedules integration is coming in. YMCA of Greater Wichita has donated a chunk of that code, so we're really excited for that to come in as well. Some authentication for admins. The second version of the promotion content type, we're going to add a couple more blocks to it to make it a little bit more expansive and usable. That's coming there, working on Search API. And then in the back end, we have a series of fun under the hood updates that we're going to be doing, and we'll get those posted to you guys here shortly. That makes us looking for June and beyond. So June, we're working on a financial aid calculator, a memberships calculator redesign, and some donation work. We're going to do some improvements to the staff directory and some automated marketing stuff and some career-based stuff. We're also going to start working and looking at automated testing for features, which is really for us to make life a little bit easier, and some small Y templates, and then an upgrade to Bootstrap 5, which is your front end interface, and making that modern and fun. So that's what's coming to a theater near you. Shelley, why don't you tell us where they can find all the fun stuff that's going on else there?
Absolutely. So just a quick reminder, from December, we released demo content for you all in the sandboxes. So now when you take this version of the distribution, you'll have 15 pages out of the box with brand approved content from YUSA's marketing department. And you'll be able to use this as your kind of base to help set up your website. So go ahead and please check this content out. If you feel like you want to utilize it for any parts of your site. Again, it's all YUSA brand approved. So go ahead and please check these pages out.
And Avi, just a quick check. We are going to have notes for in the sandbox so they can change it to the Canadian colorways for our Canadian front so they can play around it with the Canadian structure, right? The docs will have guidance on how to flip from American color to a Canadian color.
Yes, indeed.
Oh. And we can make sure we post that in the channel for those people so that they can find it, because it is defaulted to American, but there is an easy way to switch it. You just got to add a couple buttons and it works.
Looks like Shelley has a question about where that can be found right here. So if you can go ahead and access this, we'll share this slide deck with you all after the call, and then you can just go ahead and the links in here should be taking you to the correct place.
Yeah, and we'll also post in the Slack channel, Lauren, if you have you should have access to it, the links to the sandbox as well as the username and password so that you can go in as an admin. Feel free to play, feel free to break it. You can't really, we rebuild it every 2 hours. So whatever you guys do in it, it does get rebuilt after a certain period of time, but it allows you to sort of play around and get a good sense of it. Sorry, Shelley, not to go back. Here's the details you're looking for, Lauren. It's on the second page.
No problem. And then just onto the next slide, just another quick reminder about the product roadmap portal. So in mentioning of the cookie banner, if you have new requests, want to learn about what it is that is upcoming, if you go to the next slide, please. Want to learn what's upcoming, you want to get links to some of our key documentation, and you want to submit ideas about current features. Maybe you don't like how something works. Maybe you see an improvement we could add to an existing feature. And maybe you have a totally new idea you want to submit. This is the place for you to go ahead and do that and kind of see what we're up to and submit your own ideas. So please go ahead and check that out and let us know how you're feeling and what it is that we can do for you upcoming in 2024.
And the promotion content type that we've built and the events adjustments were both ideas submitted by you guys. So thank you very much for those.
Yes, thank you so much.
Some community resources. Here is a list of, go ahead, Avi.
Yeah. So we've got lots of ways to keep in touch. ds.ymca.org is the gateway to digital services and has lots of info from YUSA about everything going on. ds-docs.y.org is our documentation that's always being updated and always looking for your input. YouTube/YMCA Digital Services, that's our videos and tutorials, and we'll have more of those up soon for the new features. GitHub/YCloudYUSA is where a lot of our code lives. And then the YUSA Slack, I am pasting the invite in the chat. If you're not in the YUSA Slack, it is a great place to chat. There's developers channels, but there's also channels for Layout Builder, for marketers, and it is really there as a resource for everybody to use to discuss the distribution.
Well, everybody, from all of us to you guys, happy holidays. Thank you guys so much for the support in these last 12 months. We really very much appreciate you all for your ideas, for asking all the questions, and for coming up every month and showing up for us. So thank you again, Tom, Sandeep, over to you guys.
Yeah, no, I have nothing else on my end other than if there's any questions that any of you want to put into the chat, now is the time. Please feel free.
I think we've got through most of them as they go, but if there is any more, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, I think we're probably good for the day.
You're welcome to
Apologies.
unmute too and say hi.
Yeah. Yes, we're 2 minutes over. We tried for the half an hour mark and give you some time back, but thank you guys so much. Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you, team. Happy holidays.
Thank
Take
you all.
care.
Take it
Bye.
easy.
Happy holidays.